I always thought the worst kind of pain was losing someone you love. Turns out, it's realizing they were never really yours to begin with. When I found out my boyfriend Daniel had been sleeping with my best friend Mia, something inside me didn't break. It just went silent. Like the world muted itself, waiting to see what I'd do next. And what I did wasn't loud. It was patient, calculated, cold. Please don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. This isn't a story about yelling or slapping or throwing things. This is about what happens when you let karma do your talking for you. Daniel and I had been together for 3 years. We met at a charity gala, the kind where everyone wears fake smiles and even faker diamonds. But Daniel, he stood out. Confident, charming, the kind of man who makes eye contact like he already knows your secrets. He worked in finance, always too busy, always stressed. But he'd send good morning texts, flowers on bad days, and whisper, "You're my peace," when he thought I was asleep. And I believed him. God, I believed every word. Mia had been my best friend since college. The kind of friend who finished my sentences, shared clothes, and knew every version of me. The broke one, the heartbroken one, the hopeful one. They met through me. I introduced them one night at dinner, proud of how my worlds blended together so easily. If only I knew how much blending they'd end up doing without me. It started small. Late-night work calls, a sudden obsession with gym sessions, and then the messages. Short, clipped, emotionless replies that replaced paragraphs with single words. I knew something was wrong. But love makes you blind, and pride makes you stay that way. The night everything changed was my birthday. Daniel forgot. Or at least that's what he told me. But when I opened Instagram that night, Mia had posted a photo. A blurry picture of 2 champagne glasses on a rooftop, with the caption, "Some nights are just perfect." It was the exact rooftop Daniel had taken me to on our first anniversary. Something in me snapped quietly. No screaming, no accusations, just silence. Because silence, I realized, is what smart people use when they're plotting. I waited 2 weeks. I watched him, studied his habits, the way he locked his phone every time I walked by, the sudden trips, the cologne that wasn't his. Then one night, while he was in the shower, I mirrored his phone to my laptop, an old IT trick my brother had shown me years ago. And there it was, a text from Mia. "Last night was amazing. I still smell like you." There were pictures, too. Her in my hoodie. Him in her bed. And suddenly 3 years of memories collapsed into dust. I stared at the screen, feeling nothing. Just this cold clarity. That was the moment I decided. They wouldn't see my rage. They'd see my patience. And that's so much scarier. Daniel worked for a high-end investment firm. Strict ethics policy, 0 tolerance for insider trading, or any kind of personal misconduct that could damage the company's reputation. And Mia? She was a social media manager for a luxury fashion brand, always one scandal away from losing her job. I didn't need to destroy them. I just needed to let them destroy themselves. So I started collecting things, screenshots, receipts, hotel bookings under fake names, and one very interesting email from Daniel A.'s company account, where he forwarded a client's confidential portfolio to his friend Mia to get a second opinion. I smiled when I found that one, because that was my golden ticket. First, I played the part of the loving girlfriend, still supportive, still affectionate, still pretending not to notice the distance. I wanted him to be comfortable, because comfort makes people careless. Meanwhile, I created an anonymous email account. Sent the investment firm a concerned citizen's message containing that little confidential email chain. Then I waited. A week later, Daniel came home pale, sweating. "They're auditing all client communications," he said. "Someone reported a breach." I hugged him, hiding my smile in his shoulder. "Oh no, baby. That sounds serious." 2 days later, he was suspended pending investigation. And while he was busy trying to clean his mess, I turned my attention to Mia. Mia's brand had a strict influencer policy, no mixing personal relationships with client deals. She had no idea that Daniel had forwarded her a client list from a restricted account. So, I simply forwarded that same email thread from another anonymous address to her company HR department. With a short note, I thought you should know one of your employees is involved in an ongoing financial misconduct case. 3 days later, she posted a cryptic story. Sometimes people just want to see you fall. Oh, sweetheart, you fell all on your own. The day Daniel came to my apartment, he looked hollow. He said his company had terminated his contract, blacklisted him from the industry. Apparently, that small breach triggered an SEC investigation. He was under review for potential legal action. He asked if he could stay with me until things calmed down. I looked him dead in the eyes and said softly, "You already have somewhere else to stay. I'm sure Mia will take good care of you." His face went blank. That's when he realized I knew everything. He didn't argue, didn't beg. He just left. And that was the last time I ever saw him. Mia lost her job within a month. The brand cited breach of confidentiality and ethical misconduct. Her apartment lease ended shortly after, and she moved back to her parents' place 3 states away. Daniel tried freelancing, but no firm would touch him. His reputation was shot. Last I heard, he was bartending under a fake name. And me? I moved cities. Started over, new job, new friends, new peace. Sometimes I see old pictures of the 3 of us, smiling like the world was ours. And I think about how quiet my revenge was. How simple, how effective. No yelling, no chaos, just karma, doing what karma does best. If you've ever been betrayed, you know. Closure doesn't come from revenge. It comes from watching life balance the scales on its own. And the best part? You don't have to lift a finger. Just wait. Because eventually the people who hurt you will trip over the mess they made. And when they do, you'll be too busy living your peace to even notice.